Hello and welcome back to another Minisode on the Nerd Impact podcast. We have a good one for you today. After some behind the scenes talking, me and Nathaniel were talking about controversial reviews on pretty highly regarded albums, or at least our favorite albums. So we thought we'd have a little bit of a reaction video today, and we're going to go through some albums we've decided to look at and just see people's pretty critically harsh, negative bullshit reviews, basically. So we'll go around each, and we've picked two albums. So I'll go first, and I've picked Diamond Eyes by Deftones. So
Of
just gonna
course, of
dive right
course.
in. So here's one. So same old shit in a different style. It's stylish as enough package. If I had a vague, hopeful notion that these guys might be able to now middle Asian or produce something that was more consistent and sharp in musical substance. But again, it's Mr. Marino's sign burning away over hookless new metal or alternative, whatever, that here and there threatens to swerve into something beyond that sound, but no such luck. No hits on this one either. I guess I just can't let go of their late teenage audience and their sweet little monies and easy emotional responses to the Deftone mosaic by now quite without the composure that ambition and passion together can bring, could have brought.
Brutal.
Okay. Yeah, here's another one. The negatives. Don't believe the hype. This record is not in the realm of White Pony in terms of quality. The songs are much more straightforward than the past two records. Don't offer much in terms of excitement structure-wise. Beauty Queen. The album also never approaches the wonderful, dreamy depths of White Pony. Yes, this is more accessible than anything they've done since Around the Fair, but content-wise, it feels more shallow.
Oof.
I don't believe that's true, but goddamn, there's some people that really don't enjoy this album.
You did miss that one where it says like music to listen at home while not being at home. That was probably the most brutal of the lot there.
God,
To
here
be
we
quite
go.
fair.
A younger, more tool-obsessed Jack loved the melodic mood of later Deftones releases. Now it feels as I'm stepping into a fog of indistinguishability. Fucking hell.
Yeah, these are.
Okay. Yes, this is a great fucking album, screams my auntie, practically punching the screen of my laptop with her finger in a drunken euphoria.
Queen
I cried
Aunt.
in
Queen
horror.
Aunt.
I cried in horror watching a little smudge appear on the screen, subconsciously screaming to throw my computer into a bath of searing hot bubbles and fairy liquid. This might actually be a good one. I don't know. Maybe not. Good thing I didn't. That would have gone and killed it. My auntie has a tendency to only listen to early prog and stuff on Kerrang, quote unquote. So I took the words with a pinch of salt and brought the album. Although I liked White Pony, the rest of the albums only really had a choice of cut songs that I really like. And Chino's voice has been dulling in melody as it progressively gets more banal. It used to be, oh, dia, awesome, ara. No, it's ho, hi ho, dee poo, wee wee moo, tra la la, hold the melody.
What the
And when the
fuck?
guitar and when the guitar is used in a mostly rhythmic sense and melody, the offbeats of Chino's Supremo is important, you know.
Chino
How does
Supremo. Chino.
How does
Wait,
Diamond
what?
Eyes do? Diamond Dies. As far as Deftones go, this is exactly what I expected to sound like. Instead of it sounding like Chino having sex with an owl, elevated by beautiful acoustic guitars, sprawling its back wings open embrace, calling him.
Chino
Okay.
Bestiality. What the fuck is wrong with this person? Holy shit.
um,
It is also worth noting if you're checking on Rated Music as I've said before, I do use this website. It's worth looking at those accounts and seeing what else they've reviewed because usually you get
yeah,
an interesting impression of where their taste lies.
Yeah, there's it's not horribly disliked from what I can see. So we'll move on, but some big people aren't as appreciative as Diamond Eyes as I am. So we'll go on to Ben's now. So he's picked All Hope Is Gone by Slipknot, which I feel it's going to be a minefield in itself. So first one, Slipknot equals shit. This band is hopeless. No wonder how articulately they name all their albums. All Hope Is Gone. Anyway, coming back to the review of all songs on this album, sound the same, bland and mundane. With the exception of Snuff, which is bearable. It's one thing to be new metal band, which is an excellent choice to write more mainstream stuff, but these guys display a whole new level of pseudo-intellectuality. I don't want to disturb their fan base, but what are they getting so crazed about? Guys jumping on stage wearing a mask. How's that music? Forget it. That sums it up. If only I could listen to Snuff, the rest is garbage.
0.5 out of 5.
They're
Devastating
Not even
review.
like any dead
anything-
memories or anything.
Apparently not.
Sulfur, fucking
When I heard-
psychosocial.
When I heard this album, I thought all hope is gone for modern music. What a pile of dog poo. Wouldn't have given it a 0.5 because at least it keeps them off the street.
Holy shit.
Watching paint dry is better than listening to Slipknot. This one's got
Fucking hell.
so much more stuff. Apparently they weren't. Okay.
So he has a good voice. Unfortunately, it's not for singing metal. Christ.
Yeah. Let's have a look. These ones are getting slightly better.
Really,
okay, I
really
think
mediocre gateway.
rest is garbage. So yeah, Ben, how do you feel?
I mean, he can go fuck himself, the person you've listed off first. I don't know, man. I mean, it's nothing like their original 2 albums, I'd say. But that's where they went more new metal-y, and I think Corey's voice is brilliant, and I think the whole brand's brilliant, so yeah, go fuck yourself, whoever that was.
Okay, and now we're on to American football.
Here we go, man. Just as a side note, this is my favorite album of like all time. Literally.
Okay, so first, lol. Nah, this is some of the most boring, bland music ever. I've said that all critically acclaimed albums by white people are probably garbage, and I'm right. If you like this album, you're actually whack as fuck. Go listen to Babatron Loser.
Babytron, what the fuck? That's Jesus Christ.
This album,
Okay.
whack.
You whack
Okay.
as fuck for listening to American football. That's not fair. That's not nice.
One of the most overrated albums of all time. I can understand why people like it, as it once described by one of my friends as reminding them of leaving high school parties at night and sobering up. Every time I listen to it, it's incredibly dull and unentertaining.
If
If this is supposed to be emotional, why is it so one-dimensional?
Fucking hell, man. That's unreal. I don't know. It does make you wonder how people like interpret sound, right? You know, like how people get such bullshit opinions, honestly.
There's this meme that just covered this album just covered with that I did not have fun in 10th grade, superimposed over it. It's very relevant. There are albums that you should feel happy to have grown out of. This is totally one of
Oh,
them.
come on. That's not even close to
American
fair.
football is the shit when you're an asocial, angsty teenager during the summer holidays. No brain, just vibes. Just trying to revisit the album once out of high school is just wasting time.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with just vibes, man? You don't need a brain when you're listening to Never Meant, man. That shit's literally the best song ever created.
Even if they get, like, you know, here's a more upbeat one. Great production, but still very dull.
Fucking hell, man.
How do we feel right now, guys? One more album each?
I'm upset, man. Just attacked unnecessarily.
Okay. So my second one is Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains, which is my favourite of the bunch. Quite an acclaimed album by all standards, but apparently RateYourMusic's says otherwise. So geez, Alice in Chains is tiresome. What the fuck happened to Lane Stanley, or should I say, what he allowed to happen to himself, is a fucking tragedy. Not to mention a sickening story of a human waste. But even knowing that, I can't stand the lyrics and vocals. This EP is at least difficult for me to appreciate, so it's suspect that it's probably decent. Personally, this band makes me feel like running for the hills, and a distinctive repulsion. If I'm going to be horribly depressed by a band, it's going to be one I like. Goddamn.
I mean, that's a fair statement. I don't think that's fair.
Some issues, bro.
I know. There's not some major downers here, but still, the legendary EP by Alice in Chains isn't as hard as I was expecting. It's gonna sound messed up, but I feel like I was listening to Guns N' Roses. Like, how's this supposed to be grunge? Yet I don't see any. Of course, when this was when grunge was near its end, so it's easy to understand. This is good, but not what I was expecting. However, it shows they had a softer side. Nah.
That's a pretty tame review, honestly.
Yeah, there's not some. They're not.
You
not
increasingly
overly
get more
bad.
positive as you scroll
Yeah,
through.
there you go. Boring acoustic shit.
Still gave it 3 stars though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So he clearly doesn't hate it that much. We are getting higher, but I'll see if I can find one more. Nah, they're all too high now. Oh, here you go.
Not my thing.
Pretty boring as a whole, but I love Nutshell so much. I think it's one of the best songs ever made. Okay, I agree with that. But the album is a weird southern vibe that I strongly dislike. It reminds me of some sweaty, lazy, big, bold dude in cheap sunglasses and a denim jacket, sitting on his sunny porch with his mate, talking loudly and not giving a fuck about something, I don't know, borderline country music.
Fucking hell. That's a 3.5-star review as well.
Well, he apparently updated it. Songs from this album are individually great, but I can't bear listening to the whole thing. It's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, so that's Alice in Chains. And then we go on to one that's definitely going to have some negative reviews because Metallica have just accrued a hate base now. So we're looking at Master of Puppets for Ben. So the discovery of this album and the discovery of masturbation usually occur around the same time in every young man's life. That's actually totally accurate. Yeah.
I cannot relate.
Shortly thereafter, it wouldn't be unusual for a poster of the cover artwork to hang crookedly on the wall next to a Jack Daniels or Jenna Jameson poster, or perhaps one oversized T-shirt in the closet. For the rest of the young man's life, once he's no longer a young man, it shall only be listened to for nostalgia. Edit 2017. It's an undeniable metal classic and essential listing, but I guess my point I got was really burnt out as a teen, which was great.
He does seem to have come around.
Okay, it sounds okay. Yeah,
this is for being a meathead too. Did you see that? Did you see? Is in the last sentence there. He says, "And now I'm like, there's a reason Beavis wears a Metallica shirt. This is for being a meathead too, for putting beers down and headbanging in a leather jacket. The first two albums are way better for that, but still, it's Master of Puppets. We all learn what metal was about from this album. Nobody can deny its status." Okay, well, a bit of give and take there. Bit of give and take.
Yeah, he came to his senses, somewhat.
Just ambiguous thrash metal.
I see why it's the best, but I just don't give a hoot.
A guy that likes the Black album.
That's not generic.
Well, shit. What can anyone? These are all quite positive, actually.
I've got Anthony Fantano featured review. Yellow shirt review as well. Must be good.
These are really positive, but I put in the negative.
Oh no, there you go. You're getting into the 1-star reviews.
Dream Team in America. I had my fair share of Metallica, both new and old. Listening to it 15 sounds amazing, especially if you add the bass button. So yeah,
dude, look at the one. I've heard some insipid wankery in my time. That is an insane sentence. That's incredible. Insipid wankery. Oh, I'm gonna steal that. That is insane.
That's a good review. So, Naf, you can read that one out as you're already there.
Somehow the least engaging metal album I've ever heard, and I've heard some insipid wankery in my time. I could actually feel myself aging as I struggle to stick around for more than half of any song. For the supposed greatest thrash album of all time, this really fails to get any sort of adrenaline flowing. My God, that guy must just have like oil for veins, honestly.
Yeah, you're scrolling far too quickly for my dyslexia to keep up.
I'm trying to not read the really long ones, that's why.
Some of the really longs have got gems in them.
They do.
Plus,
Metallica are a very, very bad band. I can't quite fathom why they are liked at all. The actual song Master of Puppets is awful. I'd rate it as the worst song I've ever heard. Also, Metallica are one of the biggest sellouts I've ever heard. They're clearly not in it for the music, only for the money, and their fans annoy me severely with their t-shirts.
That's from 2005, man. He's been hating for decades. Holy shit.
He was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'll look at one more.
If only I gave a shit, you could jack off.
Re-listen to this today. Still the most boring fucking metal album released.
Wait, I want to hear what Bourbon Ben had to say. Bourbon Ben.
If only I gave a shit that you could jack off with your instruments better than anyone. But I don't. Your music is worthless, overindulgent garbage made for people who get forcibly hard when someone mentions my signatures. So please fuck off. I'm glad everyone realizes your new music sucks. I just wish everyone realized it always.
With love, with love. He turns it around at the end there. A little positivity from Bourbon Ben.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, I think, Ben, have you been damaged enough?
Absolutely speechless, man. Absolutely speechless.
No, carry on.
Literally speechless. Literally speechless. Fucking hell.
Okay, and then the next one for Nath is For the First Time by
Black
who is it
Country
again?
New
Black Country.
Road. Fucking
Okay.
best album of last year by far.
Okay, so this was without a doubt the most frustrating, disappointing release of the year so far. When is a worship band no longer a worship band but a dull copycat? This is when you rehash the opening to Wash on your
The
last
world's
track.
third best Slint tribute band.
Maybe if you're lucky, people will excuse it as been a tribute. Okay, well, any more off that one?
Track X is exceptional in the one redeeming song. I mean, did he listen to Opus? Did he listen to Opus, the best song on the album?
Okay, definitely one of the worst albums of the year so far, featuring Isaac Wood, who, despite being British, sounds like an SNL actor parodying a London accent, pseudo-emotional deep lyrics that sound like they were written by a 15-year-old fedora-tipping atheist, and typical boring post-rock instrumentals. Sunglasses might be the worst post-rock song of all time, and I guess it's no wonder why REM is eating this up.
That dude is off his fucking nut, man.
Typical rich frat brat.
His review is insipid, right? Wankery, dude, right there. I'm so glad that after 30 years, yuppies have finally managed to gentrify Spiderland by Slint.
The entire album and its entire backstick is like a joke from the first Borat movie. We're not the type of band who would start an album with an instrumental song called Instrumental. Not! We're not the type of band who would have the brass section as good as a ska group at Vans Warped Tour. Not! I'm the type of lyricist who would write about how much bad sex I'm having because I'm having so much bad sex. Not! And it just goes on and on.
Fucking hell. Dude, I don't understand why people got so heated about this album.
I fucking hate Black Country New Road. I hate them because I'm 33 and they're all about 20. And they seem like they might be a bit like me at 13 years ago when I had two discovered Slint, when my lyrics may have been this bad, when I was into all sorts of tepid UK post-rock and went gaga for any sort of showy array. I hate them because they are absolutely precision engineered to cause me resentment. Shall we count the ways? Okay, well, have a look at them. They put out a 6-track, 40-minute album. That's absolutely perfect. Why don't more bands do that? That sounds good.
They're from Cambridge. I spent loads of time there when I was their age 30. What?
This just sounds like projection.
Yeah, this dude seems just angry about being old, man. That's got like nothing to do with the album. Slint meets the Fall meets chamber music. I'm not impressed.
Do we want to go through any more, or do we think we've had enough brutality for today?
I don't know. If you want to drag up another one, I wouldn't
we could do
mind.
one more each. Does anyone have one in mind whilst I think of mine?
You could do Loveless. I mean, I don't think they'll have many negative reviews, honestly, because that's like, I think it's like sixth best album, My Bloody Valentine. So you probably have to type in My Bloody Valentine. There it is. And you probably have to choose the album, yeah.
Oh,
it's got a lot. You probably have to skip a few pages to get to the 1 stars.
Oh God. I hope the audience are enjoying this as much as we are, because this is funny. Okay, if you take all the vacuum cleaner guitar sound effects from this and you get left with regular pop rock album, but goddamn, it's that kind of regular pop album that's actually good and feels genuine. Okay,
that's a positive one. Good. Yeah, see, that's if they're not rated with stars, they're probably going to be positive.
Okay, I'm going to dive into like a few pages.
There's like 160 pages worth of reviews. They'll probably. I just don't. I think that was probably a bad choice on my part because I just don't know how anyone could ever rate it poorly.
There's a lot of positives.
How about I've got one for all three of us?
Go on then.
Hybrid Theory.
I knew you were going to say Link.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. That is a good. I don't think Hybrid Theory would be that negatively rated, honestly.
No. Well,
There's
I
some
don't know.
cunts out there.
Maybe the people. Yeah, I don't know. That's just a classic, though, isn't it?
Have I picked the wrong one?
I
I
think
haven't
you've
picked the
you haven't picked
version.
the
There we
album.
go. Well, there's 432 reviews, so
You fuck y'all. Nostalgia is one of the most
Nostalgia.
powerful forces in the planet. Innocent child Ed and Eddie while eating out the cereal, but hanging out with friends that don't talk to you anymore, stealing gummies from parents' drawers, and having an accidental trip.
let's see if there's any 1 stars. Because again, these are all quite positives.
Here you go.
Here we go.
Rage in a ball that smashes on the nearest floor only to show how futile and petite it is as soon as it hits the ether. 2000 may not be quite as fucking awful as 1993, so brownie points for Linkin Park for doing their utmost to make it a prime contender for that pseudo-nihilistic pre-packaged production line Rebellion dudes like Barry Mayer would extremely disassociate with in order to create some kind of plastic zeitgeist. While off the cuff loving every spoiled California teenager's $20 note in this pocket, Linkin Park, Creed, and now Nickelback now were the gallery rogues happy to play that ball court.
People in
Never felt
2012 coming in hot against Hybrid Theory. I don't get it.
No. Another real wise purchase back in the day. Really juvenile and silly. I mean, no one in their right mind would listen to this, would they? Well, I did. I regret it every day since. One guy screams, the other guy raps while behind a loud, unimaginative new metal cack cranked out, featuring the course obligatory DJ.
Don't be doing Mr. Han like that. That's not even.
This
band
band
was-
shouldn't exist.
That shouldn't have been made. Had this come out before Korn, maybe it would have been half interesting. Rap combined with metal and house loops sounds beyond horrible. Burn whenever you see this CD.
People are heated in 2009. I wish people would take a little bit more responsibility for themselves. Bands like Linkin Park are poison in disguise for impressionable teenagers, because the more you listen to them, the more they suck you into a vicious cycle of self-pity that causes you to victimize yourself with everything wrong in your life and the horrible, cruel world. There's just another emo band that pretends to be tough and cutting edge, and in reality needs to grow up and start dealing with life instead of whining about it and hoping someone will comfort them upon seeing how deep and sensitive they are. I'll confess that this album didn't sound all bad to me. All bad to me when it was first released. I was 13, but I've grown up since. So then, please take my advice and stay away. That's just an old busted out dude being fucking spiteful.
Bands like Simple Plan, Coldplay come to existence. Eminem becomes a superstar. Megadeth begin to suck. Metallica release Sun Anger. Britney Spears marries again and again and again. 50 Cent claims rule of New York. Everyone forgets how wonderful Iron Maiden were. Linkin Park come out on top with this one. I guess the Book of Revelations is right after all. Armageddon is coming. Jesus fucking Christ.
These are just like really old metalheads who are like,
Yeah, they're
really
gatekeepers.
butthurt that fucking.
You know when a band is so
Times
terrible,
change.
you feel offended by them even allowing into the recording studio. It's not a very usual feeling since most bands have something going well for them. Well, not these guys. They are totally and thoroughly worthless. This hurts even more because Chester's fucking dead, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
These
here
are
we
from
go.
2004 and
why.
shit. Like these
This
are.
album is potentially the worst piece of shit ever. Linkin Park might actually make other new metal look good. The only reason Linkin Park has made it big is because they came up with one half-decent song which got played so repetitively, people decided to check their album out, only to realize they only have one song. Not only that, but I've been forced to listen to some of their newer work by a TD Bopper, a little friend of mine, and they still haven't come up with a new song. I hope Chester chokes the door.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Do you
Wait,
reckon that was a nail in his coffin?
I was from 2004, man.
Yeah, that review's just aged so poorly.
Jesus Christ!
I've got a good one purely because I read Nickelback on there. Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, you need to be a bit specific with the.
I will go on blast. I don't mind Nickelback.
I like them.
But I know that this band will get a lot of shit if there's any reviews.
About the aesthetics of torture.
First and most obviously, music can be torture. Music at its base is merely organised sound, and sound can be used as a method as torture. Second, torture is bad. Please pardon my pedantry, but this is a question of values, and I cannot allow myself to be equivocal on this matter. These preliminaries aside, the question at hand: what allows us to describe and permit the music of Nickelback as torture? An essentially component torture is our consent, or precisely lack of thereof. This explains why Nickelback, a widely and immensely popular band in its day, should be thought in the terms of torture, whilst, for instance, White House is not.
Oh
Hardly
God.
anyone has to listen to White House against the will, while nearly all of us have experienced this with Nickelback. What we have experienced, we justify inflicting onto others. I will not go far as to describe non-consensual exposure to Nickelback as torture, whereas constitutes a sub-torture experience. We learn from the pain we experience, particularly that pain which is framed as a natural and normal. As we seek to pass it on to others, we deem worthy of that pain in form that we equally to that of which we've experienced, but which is actually generally amplified. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is a great review.
That was a good one.
My brother-in-law is an interesting chap.
Simply hilarious. These guys really blow ass, as generic and unflavoured as rock can be. This is what I imagine would happen if Lou Pearlman focused on making more edgy boy bands.
Jog rock, corporate, uninspired, cliched, predictable, rubbish. Half a star. An uninspiring release from one of the most lamest bands to ever exist.
Oh my god, this dude's done the whole fucking.
I can't do this anymore.
He's done the whole album tracks as a fucking review. I'm gonna lie down flat on the floor and want you to all start kicking me in the head till I forget about this. I can't do this anymore. Someday I'll spend my time more wisely. Believe it or not, it could have been worse. I keep lying to myself. Man, I'm feeling way too gunned after that blunt force head trauma. Because of you, Nickelback, the US might cut off diplomatic restrictions with Canada. If it weren't for Trailer Park Boys, military options would be on the table too. I figured you out, Chad Kroger. You've been getting the same haircuts as my caucus. This went triple platinum. This means over 3 million. Yeah, I think that's
3 million, yeah.
Should have listened to the critics. I can understand why you might feel the compulsion to throw yourself away into, say, an oncoming train if you spend the money on this. But listen to Dan Savage. It gets better, we hope. Another hole in the head, all right. Who's wearing cleats? See you at the show. +5 stars for a hilarious title. Oh, Jesus. Nath, do you want to do one more before we call it quits?
Let me think quickly. Oh my god. Let's do Death Grips album actually. Yeah, Bottomless Pit. Bottomless Pit.
Fucking that fan base is fucking pure trash. Right, Bottomless Pit.
23,000 reviews. Oh, there's a half star, 1 star.
Okay, that's very long.
Just scanning for swear words.
There you go. I got through 1.5 songs, but it was too painful. Too la-di-da, fairyland, happy, simple, catchy blur. It is hinted at an interesting complexity a few times, but really it was just made to look that way rather than actually being that way. I don't listen to the lyrics, so if that's part of what supposedly makes this great, then fair enough. Just based on the music, I not only have no inclination to ever listen to this again, I don't want to hear it again. I'd rather stare at a wall. If you want something complex while still being cool, well, probably isn't anything, because cool people are dumb. Just don't do cool.
What the hell did I just go through?
Kind of a chaotic yelling and screaming is the most what I got out of this. With the 2 first tracks trying to be kind of metal hip hop, if this would even have a slight bit of something apart from what it seems to be a random yelling, I could probably enjoy it a bit. As for now, I was just confused and, well, to sum it up, no talent. Sorry, but no. And I do like the experimental stuff. This was just mental stuff in a bad way. Nothing but noise and yelling.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I was showing a friend Death Grips recently. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" Death Grips keep walking the thin line between awesome and annoying, and unfortunately, this album falls more towards the annoying side than the awesome. Starts off really well with giving people good ideas.
True.
Unfortunately, the album never really returns to that level. It tries
That's
to.
not true.
We give it props to the band for trying new things, new beats and sounds. But 6 albums in, I'm starting to wonder if this band will ever release something I truly love.
Great workout music. True. I get the most out of it when I'm not listening closely, like whilst working out. I mean, that's a relatively fair opinion on it, I think.
Yeah, they're getting slightly
The
better.
stickiest Death Grips album to date.
Death Grips is the musical equivalent to a Sour Patch Kid. They come in strong and disgusting, just attack your senses and then slowly make your way towards the sweet bouncy grooves. When I say sweet bouncy grooves, I don't mean digestible pop hip hop. I mean disgusting, loud, obnoxious, unsettling, jarring, and many times unpleasant grooves. But
Exactly
once
what you
your
want.
brain or my brain adjusts to the barrage of the sound, it just gets there.
True.
Oh, wow, that was a fun minisode. We all feel a little bit bad about ourselves. I hope the audience enjoyed that, and if they have any suggestions or any albums we should look through, please let me know because that was fun, and I think we'll return to this quite frequently, if I'm honest.
I would like to revisit this and
Yeah, I
go
think
through a lot of my favorite albums and just see how people justify their opinion. Really, like again, the insipid wankery is going to go into rotation now. You'll hear that again on this podcast. That is an ideal phrase for me to describe so many things.
maybe we can release some merch with it on.
Insipid wankery.
Watch this space for merch then. Insipid wankery merch on our Patreon that we don't have yet.
If you don't, yeah.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and tuning in for our next episode.